Hello, this is Nick from BIM Pure. In this video, you're going to learn how to modify a Revit window family to include embeds, inserts, such as in this image. This project is by Quinzhee Architect in Quebec City, and you can see that all of these windows at the top and the bottom, they are cutting the brick to have this metallic panel insert. This is something you can manually model directly inside the Revit project, but it would be pretty long and boring. And the best way is to embed this directly inside of the Revit window family. We have a family ready from the BIM Pure Windows collection. We're gonna edit this family. And immediately we're going to create a nested family. So selecting the new family, and you must select generic model, but wall-based. So we're actually not picking a window, but a generic model wall-based Revit family template. But the very first thing you're going to do is to click on the yellow folder icon, and we're going to switch from generic model to windows. Then we're going to create new reference planes on each side like this to recreate the width of the window. Going to select this dimension and click on EQ to ensure that this is always centered. Going to create another dimension. This time we're going to select the width label. Next, we're going to go to the placement side elevation, and we're going to create a reference plane here, another right there. First, we're going to create a dimension from the level to the bottom one, and just something quick, you can go to the family type and set the default elevation to something like, I don't know, 500 millimeters. And this is going to be default elevation. Then I'm going to create another one right here, and this is going to be the height parameter. So I can already try to mimic the dimension that I had inside of the family. So the width was a bit larger. Okay, something like this. You can also properly set up your reference plane. For example, this one would be the left side. This one is the right side. You can also make sure to enter the proper name. Now I am ready to create the void that's going to cut the brick. So I will create a new reference plane right here. Just going to use the thin line so I can see what's going on. Adding a dimension, and selecting the dimension and setting this, we'll call it void inset. And probably looking back at the picture, I would estimate this is about 2 inches probably. So let's put 50 millimeters. And next, I'm going to go to the Create tab and select Void Extrusion. Select the Rectangle tool, or you can also just use the pick lines. I'm going to pick all the proper reference plane and click on the lock icon to ensure that they are constrained to all of the reference plane. Then I can use the Trim tool with shortcut TR. Just like this. Then I'm going to go to the placement side elevation view, and you can see I actually forgot to add some reference planes. So I'm going to add a new one just below this one and other on top, and immediately set a new dimension label. So the top is going to be top metal. Yeah, just top metal, and the bottom one is going to be bottom metal. Of course, you can use better name if you want. And let's say again, let's look at the picture. The bottom, it's about roughly 1 foot. So let's put 300 millimeters for each, but you could use different values if you wanted. And next, I'm going to use Align and Lock to constrain the void element, just like this. And immediately, I'm going to copy this one and paste it at the top. When you copy and paste, you lose all the constraints, so I have to start over. Use Align and Lock this way, and probably for the one on top, I need to assign it in the plan view. So I'm just going to create a new section. Go to the section view, and I can see this top element. This is not constrained, so I use Align and lock it this way. Next, I can go to this 3D view, go to Modify, Cut, select the wall, and do it for both of the voids. First step is done. Now we want to model the metallic elements themselves. For that, I'm going to go to the section that we've just created. This is where it's going to be easiest to create our profiles. The thing is that we don't need to create the reference plane directly in the family. We can do it in the extrusion tool. So I'm going to select extrusion, And for this one, I can select, let's select the left reference plane. And now I will create my reference plane directly in the extrusion sketch. So we need one there, another one like that. Because if I look at the picture, we can see that there's this metallic element that supports the brick. So it's going to be part of the same extrusion. Okay, that's good. Now I just need to set the proper dimensioning. 10 millimeters is probably too much, right? It's just a metallic element. So probably like 5 millimeters would make sense. You could make it parametric or not. It's up to you. Right now I feel lazy, so I'll just use a fixed value of 5 millimeters. Okay, now I can draw the sketch. I can use the pick lines tool, or can simply draw the profile and then align it. Something like this. And just draw it like that and then align every single line in the sketch. So now for this one, I'm just going to make sure to find the actual reference plane and lock it. Good, good, good. Then I'm going to set the material, clicking on this rectangle, and I will call this metal material. Okay, good. This is the first one. I'm going to do the second one right now. Again, I can pick the left side reference plane. And I need to create all the correct reference plane. You can see that this one is slightly different. There's going to be one like this, another one like this, but then it partly covers the brick, right? This small part of about 2 inches, something like that. So 50 millimeters. So just going to draw them all, and then I can use dimensioning to be more accurate. If the dimensions are too big, you can change the scale of the view to something like that. Okay, so this should be about 50 millimeters. Again, I couldn't make it parametric. For now, I'll just lock it. This is going to be 5. Select the dimension, the reference plane, and lock it. I have this one and then this one. Although it says 5 millimeters, if you want to be certain, select the reference plane and actually check it out, because you might have digits, which can be annoying. Okay, we have all of them. They're all locked. Then the next step is to actually create the sketch. So my favorite way of doing it, multiple ways to draw it. I'll just draw and then I'm going to lock all of the lines manually. So something like that. Okay, just like this, I will use the align and lock tool. Okay, I think we have them all. And then once again, I can set the material. This will be metal material. And that's it. I can complete a sketch. Next, I'm going to go to a placement side elevation view and align and lock both sides. So this side, but also this one as well. Same thing for the one at the top. Okay, good. Now I can go to 3D view to make sure that this seems to make sense. We can see it's kind of bluish. The reason is that we changed the category of the family and now it's blue for some reason. So we're just going to create a new subcategory. I will call it metal siding. Let's set a subcategory of windows. The line weights are going to be projection of 1 and cut 2. Then select the elements and set them to the correct subcategory of metal siding. Then you could decide to make these elements invisible in plan views. It's up to you. Probably in the coarse view it would be too much, so maybe we keep them, but only medium and fine. Now the final thing to do before loading this into the main window family is to make this family shared. If you don't check this box, it's gonna bug and it's not going to work. You gotta make it shared, and then secondly, you need to change almost all of the parameter to be instance based. It's going to be easier to control this way. So selecting the metal material, making it instance, same thing for this one. So every single one of them switch to instance. Then you will notice that you cannot change the width and the height directly in this menu to instance. So you'll have to go first to the floor plan view, select width, and then here you can click on instance. And same thing for the height in the elevation view. And we can even set the default elevation this way as well. Okay, now you're ready to load this family into the main door family. Now inside of the main window family, you can click, make sure that you are on the exterior side to create this nested family. Good. And then you will need to assign all of these parameters to the one inside of the window family itself. Let's start with the width and pick the existing width parameter inside of the window family. Same thing for the height. And for these dimensions, you can create new parameters. So this will be bottom metal. This will be top metal. This will be void inset. And also make sure to control the material parameter. So let's call this metal material. And then the final step is to go to an elevation view and align and lock this element to match it. So this way and this way as well. Let's have a look inside of our 3D view to ensure it's properly working. Seems to be the case, and that's it really. So now I can simply load this back into the project so we can properly test it. There you go. And now we can see that it actually cuts the brick wall. If I copy this element and try to play with the dimension, let's say I duplicate it, it should also properly follow. So let's play with the height. You can see it works. And also I can control the top and bottom parts. So I could make the top bigger for this one and the smaller bottom. And I could also play with the void inset, like setting it to 25 millimeters, for example. And you can see that all of this properly works. 2 words of caution by using this technique. It can be weird with phases. You can see this is an existing wall. And if you place this window in the new phase, the wall is still going to get cut in the existing one. So it can be weird if you have too many phases with these elements. Secondly, since these are nested shared families, by default, they will appear in your window schedule, which is quite annoying. There are a couple of ways around it. You can simply add a filter, for example, does not equal, and set the proper family. And this is a quick way to remove them. Another way would be to use the generic model category instead of using windows. So this way they just won't appear in your schedule, but there are considerations when it comes to visibility and subcategories management. If you don't feel like modeling this entire family by yourself, the BIM Pure membership includes the RFA file. In addition, you'll unlock our entire library of high-quality, lean window families for Revit. This collection includes a variety of similar nested shared elements for trims and sill you can customize to your needs. The entire BIM Pure membership includes access to our catalog of live masterclasses, Revit courses for users of all skill levels, or Pro Template, various collection of families, and more. Enroll now at bimpure.com.